Hello again, everyone. Have you ever been to a wedding? Perhaps seen the bride and the bridesmaids and everyone that goes, and they look really expensive clothes. Well, weddings are a very special time for people, and they spend a lot of money on their wedding. And the worry of things that could go wrong on their wedding day is one thing they want to avoid. So sometimes they pay people to look after things. If something does go wrong, it could spoil the day. In today's story, we have a wedding, and something does go wrong for them. Let's open the book at the story, The Wedding Feast. It was a wonderful day, a wedding day. The whole village of Cana had been invited to a wedding feast, a huge party that was going to last all week. Everyone had come to celebrate with the bride and groom and their families. Everyone had come to dance, to sing songs, to eat and drink to their heart's content. Jesus and his friends and his mother, Mary, were among the guests, and they had joined in with the laughing, the dancing, the singing and the feasting. And everyone was happy as the party went on and on. Well, almost everyone. The bridegroom's father was sitting in a corner, with his head in his hands, talking to himself.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Jesus' mother Mary noticed him and walked over to where he sat.
What's the matter?
Look and see. Everyone is enjoying themselves. My son, his beautiful bride, all our guests, the whole village. But we've run out of wine, and I don't know what to do. There's no more. It's all been drunk. All that's left is what's in the jugs on the table. And when that runs out, the party will stop, and it's all my fault. Everyone will know how poor we are. Everyone will know we couldn't afford to buy more wine and hold such a big party. My son, his bride, our family, we will all be so embarrassed.
Try not to worry. I'll see what I can do.
She walked back and sat down next to Jesus.
Son, they've run out of wine.
My dear mother, don't think that's anything to do with me. My time has not come yet.
Mary gave him a look and smiled. Then she turned to the waiting servants.
Do whatever he tells you to do.
You see those jars over there? Fill those up with water.
So the servants filled 6 huge stone jars with water, right to the brim, with lots of water, about 700 litres.
Now, draw out some of the water from the jars and take it to the master of the feast.
And he sat back down again and let them get on with it. The servants looked at one another. Had Jesus gone mad? Why would he want the master of the feast to taste water? But then they remembered Mary's words. Do whatever he tells you. So they did exactly what Jesus had said. When the master of feasts tasted the water, he gave a great big grin.
Well, I've no idea where this has come from, but it's wonderful. In fact, I don't think I've tasted better wine in my whole life.
Wine? Did he say wine? But we filled those jars with water.
The master of the feast was so amazed that he called the bridegroom's father over to talk to him.
Listen, I know you and your family have paid for this party, but this is unheard of. Usually people bring the best wine out first, and then when everyone's a bit tipsy, they produce the cheap stuff. But you've saved the very best wine until
This story is an important story because it tells us of the very first miracle Jesus did. Until this moment, Jesus had been working as an ordinary carpenter with Joseph. But Mary never forgot that Jesus was God's own son. Perhaps she thought it was time for Jesus to start his special work. Mary couldn't help the bridegroom's father, but she knew Jesus could. And that's why she asked him. Sometimes we need to ask for help. Who should we ask to help us? Close your eyes and think about people who can help you when you don't know what to do next. Now I'm going to say a prayer. If you would like to make it your prayer, say Amen after me. Dear God, this story reminds us that Jesus helped us with everyday things, even something like wine for a wedding. Help us to remember that you can help us with everyday things too, if we ask you. Amen. We will see you next time when Jesus performs another miracle.